I know you guys are deeply excited about the third most important tournament in cricket, the Asia Cup. Backward Point is here to give you the preview of all things Asia Cup, the history, the top teams, teams to look out for, how Pakistan is going to be the number one team in Asia after this tournament ends, all those ramifications, all those machinations. But before anything, I need you guys to do me a favor. 69% of you, and I'm not being facetious, 69% of you guys watch us without subscribing. This is wrong. Even if you're hate watching us, please subscribe. It goes a long way. We can produce more content that you can hate. And I know 95% of you guys love watch us, so we'd love for you guys. Hit subscribe. We'll take a moment before I introduce my co-host here. And now my co-host is here. If you're on Spotify, you can take that moment to do a little review for us. Bashar Sayed with me, my brother and co-host. Bashar, Asia Cup review is here. It's upon us. 2 days to go. Thoughts, feelings?
Wait, did you just say Asia Cup review?
Asia Cup preview, I said, no?
No, this is a India versus Pakistan broader series preview. We all know the Asia Cup is happening only to have multiple India versus Pakistan matches.
I mean, yes, obviously.
I mean, why on earth else would you have two groups of 4 teams and then a Super 4 where every team goes again in round robin and then you have finalists? It's only to curate the best chances of having 3 potential India versus Pakistan matches.
It's an octangular cup. That's what it is. An octangular cup with Pakistan and India hoping to play as many matches as possible. I mean, the Asia Cup has some sort of prestige, Bashar. It's one of the older tournaments that have been played in this weirdly organized game of cricket. And
it's like the cricket's Euros.
Yeah. I mean, it's sort of the abandoned child of the cricketing world. It comes, it goes. When it goes, people don't miss it. When it comes, people are like, hey, the Asia Cup's again. And it's a lot of tears for Pakistan cricket fans. And apparently, Sri Lanka being one of the more favorable teams, winning it one of the most times, I believe. It's just,
I think India's won it the most times, and then Sri Lanka is number 2.
Now it is. But there was a point where Sri Lanka was one of the top-rated teams in the Asia Cup, also because 90s and 2000s, it had a great side. We're going to be discussing all things Asia Cup in this podcast. We have a great one for you. Let's kick it off, Bashar. What teams do we have in this Asia Cup 2025?
There's 8 teams participating. There's 2 groups of 4. So Group A consists of India, Pakistan, Oman, and UAE. Group B is Sri Lanka, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, and Hong Kong. And you must be wondering, how the heck did Oman, UAE, Hong Kong qualify? What is the setup to qualify for an Asia Cup?
Yeah.
And you might be thinking, why didn't Nepal qualify? They have a pretty good team.
They're going to play West Indies in a few days, actually. So
yeah.
So they're a strong side.
So how Asia qualification works is that almost a few months before the Asia Cup, there is a ACC Premier Cup with the top 10 teams, top 10 associate teams in Asia. They were put into 2 groups of 5. The top 2 teams played against each other in semis. The finals was between UAE and Oman, and the third place was Nepal versus Hong Kong. So Hong Kong beat Nepal, so they were the third best team. And then UAE and Oman were in the final. And that's how they qualified for this Asia Cup.
Do you know what other teams were playing that Asia Council game? I believe Japan was one of them.
So that's Saudi Arabia?
Saudi, yeah.
Cambodia.
I
believe Malaysia.
I want to say Japan as well, which I've heard Japan has a good team. Kuwait was there as well. A lot of the Gulf countries were there. Bashar can pull it up.
Let me pull it up.
Yeah, Bashar can pull it up.
It's actually quite interesting.
It is interesting because we had Andrew Leonard on the podcast who went in depth about the associate cricketing. It's a whole different world of cricket that we don't follow. And it's intense, and there's huge rivalries in there, and huge fan bases like Nepal's that go in there, and teams like Japan, which have an indigenous population playing cricket as well.
So Group A was Nepal, Hong Kong, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Malaysia. Group B was Oman, UAE, Kuwait, Bahrain, and Cambodia.
Now, I want to know how many indigenous players actually play there. It was just immigrants in there. Because that's interesting. Southeast Asia also part of the cricket frenzy. So 3 teams came out of that, right? Oman and you said UAE were in the final. And then the third number was Hong Kong, who beat Nepal. And wow, now we're here. 2 groups of 4, Pakistan and India in 1. Do you want to go group by group, or do you want to go match by match?
Let's go a little bit by just the history of the Asia Cup.
Let's go. Professor Bashar Sayed is here. How am I even trying to take a lead on this podcast? Bashar, it's all yours.
I was trying to look for a good Asia Cup preview online, but I wasn't able to find anything of substance. So I thought, let's make the best Asia Cup preview. So the Asia Cup started in 1984, 9 years after the ODI World Cup commenced. And initially, there was only 3 teams in Asia that were playing it: Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and India. And over the years, we've seen a lot of teams emerge from South Asia. Bangladesh came up in the late 90s. Afghanistan, since the 2010s, has been a very consistent part of this team. This tournament. Nepal has come up. Now we have UAE, Hong Kong, Oman. So it's a tournament that's grown in value over the years. It was initially just being played in the ODI format, but in 2016, they decided to change the format of the Asia Cup depending on what year is it. For instance, if it is a T20 World Cup year, they would have the Asia Cup in a T20 format. So in 2016, for the first time, we saw the Asia Cup being played in a T20 format because it took place, I believe, just a month before the T20 World Cup. And then in 2018, it went back to the ODI format because the next year was the ODI World Cup. And then there was a break for a few years because of COVID. And then 2022 was when the tournament came back in the T20 format right before the T20 World Cup. And in 2023 was the ODI format, which Pakistanis will look back on as one of the worst tournaments we had, just because we went in as number 1 ranked team. The reserve day against India.
Oh my God.
Just started the downfall of Pakistan cricket. We lost a couple of players to injuries, and the rest of the players that we had just went out of form, and everything was downhill since. But now we're back. This Asia Cup is being played again in the T20 format because in 6 months' time, there is a T20 World Cup being played in India and Sri Lanka. So this is sort of like the preps leading up towards that tournament. It's happening in the UAE. India were the official host, but because of political tensions, it's being held at a neutral place.
7 ODI wins for India in the Asia Cups. So they've won it 7 times. 5 times for Sri Lanka in ODIs. Once India has won it in 2016, the champions. And in 2022, Sri Lanka were the T20 champions as well. So that's 8 and 6 respectively. Pakistan has only won it twice. In 2000 under Moin Khan's captaincy. And in 2012 under Misbah Haq's captaincy.
Shout out to Azaz Jima.
Shout out to Azaz
If you
Jima.
know, you know.
If you know, you know. And if you don't know, Google it.
What is your earliest memory of an Asia Cup?
I mean, I'm going to do a video on this real quick, but it's the 2010 Asia Cup.
That's your earliest memory? Or is that your most vivid memory?
That's my most vivid memory. I believe the 2008 Asia Cup, which was played in Pakistan, was a little
Karachi and Lahore.
Yeah, it rings a bell.
Bro, I remember when
bell.
Ajanta Mendes came on the scene and he just bamboozled the entire Indian squad. I think
Yeah.
he took 6 wickets, and Yuvraj, Sehwag, nobody was able to pick this guy.
Yeah.
And I remember I used to start copying Ajanta Mendes' action.
Yeah.
And I realized how difficult it is what he's doing, pushing a hard cricket.
Please go ahead.
Pushing a hard cricket ball with your fingers consistently. And I remember Mendes he took the cricket world by storm. And he was.
And then now, because of him, now we got 3 at least in our team, current Pakistan team, who do the same thing. We got Abrar, we got Sam Ayub, and I don't even know what Sufyan Mukim does, but I believe it's something finger related.
Yeah, I mean, even in Sri Lanka, Mahesh Tikshana. In India, Varun Chakravarti.
Yes.
So this finger spin thing, I would say Mendes was one of the first guys who was a prominent force in this art.
Totally. So India has 3 runners up. Sri Lanka 7 times runners up. Pakistan 3 times runners up.
Fun fact, in 2010s, Bangladesh qualified for the most finals. 2012, 16, and also 18, I believe.
Yeah, 12. 2010, I remember specifically only because of Shahid Afridi's insane form. I think he had 2 back-to-back centuries, if not, or if like one after the other. I think it was one against Bangladesh, one against Sri Lanka. Insane run. Those who know. Check out 2010 Asia Cup. Check out Shahid Afridi's numbers. It was absolutely bonkers.
Even that India versus Pakistan match in that same same Asia Cup was a nail-biting match. I remember Harbhajan Singh smashing Mohammad Amir and Shoaib Akhtar towards the end.
Yeah.
And then there was a bit of
Bhaji going at it.
Bhaji and Shoaib Akhtar went at it.
A rivalry, some would say, it's still cashing into till this day. The ILT20 calls these guys in as ambassadors. They're like cussing each other out for like, it's still a thing that people talk about, and that's about 15 years old.
Virat Kohli mentioned he faced, I think he saw Shoaib Akhtar bowling in that Asia Cup. That's in 2010.
He was a new kid.
And he imagined how fast Shoaib Akhtar, or how furious he must have been back in his heyday when he was fit, bowling at 155 clicks consistently.
Yeah, wild. Shoaib Akhtar in his heyday.
Great bowler,
some
horrible analyst.
We can talk about that. Some other Asia Cup memories that stand out as a boxing cricket fan. Shahid Afreedi's twin sixes. Couldn't forget.
Oh, yeah. Even his 50 against Bangladesh, 2014.
Yes. Who can forget that either?
Comes in, first ball, 6.
A game that Pakistan lost, but I still remember fondly. Pakistan made 82, but Mohammad Amir's opening spell was absolutely rapid and fire. And that's probably the first signs of Rohit Sharma's cracks against the in-swinging left armor were shown. I think it was a 2018 Asia Cup T20 version as well.
2016.
Was it 2016?
In Bangladesh.
2016 in Bangladesh because Afridi was captain. Yes.
Yes.
What else? Anything else that stands out too?
Yeah, I think the T20 version was very good in terms of just having better matches. I thought that was the Asia Cup Pakistan should have won. You beat India in the Super Fours. You
qualify for the finals.
You had Sri Lanka like 50 for 5 in the finals. And then they made 160 or 170.
Yeah.
And Pakistan was 10 runs for no wickets, without a ball being bowled, and they couldn't chase 160.
Yeah, it was a tough one. That's one of the bad memories, I think.
Yeah.
One of the other bad memories, I believe, which one was it? The 2018 one? Or was it the 16 one? There was one World Cup where I went to see it. Like I think it was the 2016 one with the Mohammad Amir spell. Great spell, bad memories because Pakistan had 82 on the board, and I was like, if Pakistan only literally made 120, we could have made a game out of this. But it wasn't meant to be. The 2012 win that Pakistan had, I was in. Pakistan doesn't have proms, but we have farewells, and I was in my farewell, and I remember during the dinner because everybody had Cricket for Open, because it was such a last ball thriller. They announced it in between somebody's performance. How they sing that the Great Tenors are singing. I think I was in Great 10 at the time, and they announced it in between someone's performance. Pakistan has won the Asia Cup, and then everybody just screamed, and it was an intense thing. But
that must have been a great performance.
I don't remember who was singing, but I remember Kendrick was the one who announced it because he was one of the comparers. Kendrick's an old friend of mine. Shout out to Ken. But yeah, that was a good one. It's been
even that Asia Cup that we won, the game against India, we scored like 330 odd. Mohammad Hafiz scored a century. Nasir Jamshid scored a century. And then Virat Kohli played, which is probably one of his greatest ODI knocks of all time.
187?
183.
183. Put him on the map. That's the Virat Kohli making, at least for the Pakistani fans, that's when he first came into notice, was that knock, which just catapulted him into like next level stardom. Because, it's vice versa. People admit it or don't admit it. If Indian cricketers perform against Pakistan, they become stars. If Pakistani cricketers perform against Indians, they become stars. I mean, literally, we had to deal with Wahab Riaz for almost 10 years because of that 2011 spell. And, some would say we're still dealing with him today because of that spell.
Every time Wahab Riaz was about to be pushed out of the team, he would come back with a crazy spell.
Finds a way back.
But, I mean, Wahab Riaz is one of Pakistan's highest wicket takers in ODI World Cups.
Okay, well, whatever.
What do you mean, whatever?
Moving forward. Asia Cup has always been a weird tournament for me because it's never been consistent. You said it started in 84, so it happened in 84, it happened in 86, it happened in 88, it happened in 90, so every 2 years, we're on a roll. Doesn't happen for 5 years.
I think political tensions have been a big reason why some teams have opted out, or I'm actually surprised it's happening.
It happens in
now.
95 then, 5 years later, then happens in 97, happens in 2000, doesn't happen again until 2004, then happens every 4 years for some reason, 2004, 2008, and then happens every 2 years from 2008 up until 2017. 18 and 22 was also a gap year, but I think that was because of COVID. Which makes more sense. But almost every year since then, since 2008, all the way to 2025, we've had it every other year. 2022 and 23 was like the next year because it was an ODI World Cup back to back. And I think now it's every 2 years moving forward. Weird tournament when it comes to dating and just being consistent, but one that is, I would say, the third biggest white ball tournament in the world. After the ODI World Cup, T20 World Cup, and then Asia Cup. I would say that. A lot of our Indian counterparts are treating this like it doesn't even matter. Like the Asia Cup is not something of consequence.
They're saying just give the trophy to India. Why bother playing?
It's a 40-year-old tournament. There's legacy, there's history behind it. India is one of the most competitive teams, is one of the most successful teams in this tournament. Sri Lanka is the number 2 in it. That being said, you can't just write it off just because whatever your government is saying this today. So
their government is saying that they will play Pakistan.
But like before that, when the case was up in the air and the narrative wasn't straight, and obviously now that they're playing, it kind of makes them look like a fool because they were just going at it blindly, whatever the narrative was. But before that, whatever that narrative was building towards was just them saying this is a minnow tournament, doesn't matter if we don't play, it doesn't even count. But there's prestige behind it. This is a tournament that's happened since 1984, man. Like, this is crazy.
The one thing I don't like about this tournament is that it's happening in the UAE. And this time around in the UAE, there's a lot of dew in the second innings. And when there's dew, it's always advantageous if you win the toss, you field first, you chase, and then batting gets easier second time around. So I have some numbers from tournaments that have happened here in the past. So just in the last 4 years, there's been 31 matches that have been of T20I status. Out of the 31, 20 have been won by teams fielding first, teams chasing. And then I look back at the last 2 big tournaments that have been played here. So starting off with the 2021 T20 World Cup, of the 39 matches played in the UAE, 28 were won by teams chasing. So that's a 72% win percentage. You win the toss, you field first, you have a 70% chance of winning the match. Looking back at the last T20 version of the Asia Cup that happened here, 13 matches played here, 9 won by teams chasing. That's again a 70% chance of winning if you win the toss, field first, and chase.
But Sharjah has been one of those outliers, I would say, where I think all 7 of the games that happened in the Sharjah series were won by teams putting up a score first, which is an insane turn of events. Like, just like you said, it's sort of like a narrative built around the UAE is that you can go out, you can win the toss, just chase whatever's on the board. You'll probably have the luck behind you and the momentum behind you and the dew behind you to go out there and chase that. So I'm actually looking at this a little bit more open-eyed because 2 things. The games are starting a lot later. I think they're starting like half an hour or an hour later than the prescribed time of 7 p.m. So they're starting later into the night, which means that dew factor will be playing for both the teams almost at the same time because 8 p.m. in Dubai is like the night is well into the night at that point. So I don't know how much that dew factor will actually become prevalent. Secondly, we have spin heavy teams in Asia. Even Pakistan now has 3 spinners. Insane, right? This is a team in 2023 that could not find a spinner from underneath, like they were underneath a rock. And now we have 3 in the team and 2 in the sides. But that will dictate to me how attacking or defensive the batting goes. So these pitches will not be 200 pitches.
Definitely not.
Definitely not. Which is why, it'll be interesting to see how India, which I don't think has scored less than 200 against England in the series that just went by, will cope because they're not used to seeing scores that are 170, 165. They're used to seeing 220, 230. Especially in the IPL, you see like 250, 260.
But I think India has the batting to adapt to those conditions, right? They have Shubman Gill in there who can play at a strike rate of 150 or 120, depending on the conditions. And they have guys who are adaptable, so they don't have to like score 220. If they can, if the conditions are there, they can.
I mean, does Abhishek Sharma have a second gear? I've only seen this guy hit at 170 strike rate and hitting centuries. So I don't know if these guys can actually have the patience to take a game deep, as they say it. Because Pakistan 160, every day, let's do it, right? These guys who are playing quote unquote modern day cricket in the modern day world, in the world of IPL, which is lights, glamour, glitz, 250, let's chase it. It's going to be an interesting contrast for them to come down because historically speaking, at least in the past 5 years, Pakistan India games in T20s have gotten a lot closer than even India would have liked.
Well, except for the 1-2-0 match.
Except for that game.
That was a one-sided match.
That was an extremely one-sided game.
But since then, almost every match has gone to the last over.
I would say a lot of those games, or maybe all of those games that Pakistan has lost, Pakistan threw those games away. 120 in USA, New York, needed 47 off 47. Didn't do it. 152, the MCG game, 48 off 18. Pakistan were not able to defend that. Come on, 16 in the last over, no balls, wides, whatever. Mohammad Nawaz, still the match winner. What other games? There's a few other games.
The other Asia Cup game, the first game in the 2022 Asia Cup.
Yes.
that one we lost because we didn't score enough. We scored like 152.
Yeah, and then the next game, I think we scored 170 odd, and they weren't able to chase it. They weren't able to.
No, we chased 170.
170 we chased, yes. So when it comes to Pakistan India games, and we're going to do a deeper dive into it on Friday, so beware for that game, for that one. Historically, have not been all that favor of in India. There's always been a point where Pakistan has been extremely dominating, and then find a way to collapse from there. So what I'm trying to say is, at this point, I don't know if India will fancy themselves a huge target like 200, because if they're not able to make that, I don't know what they'll do.
I think the shorter the format is, the more
competitive Pakistan
and equal Pakistan can be. Not just Pakistan, but any team can be. Even though I think the Oman versus Pakistan match might be tight. Just because on the day, if you have one good spell, one good innings, that can change the match.
This
right?
is your USA PTSD speaking, sir?
Yeah. No team is easy for Pakistan here.
Yes, no. This is the USA PTSD.
So looking back, the game against India, the first World Cup match we beat them, Shaheen had a great spell. And then Babar Rizwan had a pretty good partnership.
You think so? I think it's an excellent partnership.
And then the next time we beat India, Nawaz had a very good cameo. And then Rizwan had a pretty good partnership with him. So we were able to beat them. So on the day, if you have one good spell, a good partnership, a few good cameos here and there, any team can beat anybody, which is why I think this Asia Cup might be one of the most competitive ones. I am more excited about Group B because that is the group of death.
It's always been the case now. Since India and Pakistan have stopped playing bilaterals, ICC, ACC, BCC, BC, anybody who has a cricket council is trying to get these two in the same pool and play as many games as possible. And this is, like we said, an octangular cup to make sure that Pakistan and India play as many games as possible. Group B is always the collateral damage of that. Please talk about it.
Yeah, Afghanistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Hong Kong. There's a bit of a rivalry now between Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. So that's something that's brewing for the past few years. I'm not sure how good Hong Kong is. I haven't done much research on their team. But I know for sure Afghanistan in these conditions is going to be deadly. Bangladesh also seem to have a pretty good pace attack, a decent spinner in Rashad Hussain. Sri Lanka is always the dark horses, underdogs of Asia Cups, but they come up with really good performances.
I would love to go team by team a little bit, because I just want to talk about the squad a little bit and what teams should we look out for. Can we start with Sri Lanka?
Let's do it.
Sri Lanka, who's the captain? Sri Lanka is the captain of this team.
Yes.
The 28-year-old captain, batting all-rounder. Sri Lankan cricket is interesting to me. It has its ups and downs. They have moments where in 2022, they will upset you and beat you and win the Asia Cup. And then in 2023, they'll also upset you and beat you, but lose to India with 56 all out or something crazy like that. I haven't seen much Sri Lankan cricket. I do know that they lost against Zimbabwe just yesterday in Harare, 2-1. Your boy Sikandar Raza pulled up from Lahore Qalandars. I don't know how stable this team is. Now, there are Indian commentators, which I was, again, unfortunately, guys, I have to do this for you guys. I have to listen to all the sports diaries, all the sports stuck, I stuck, this stuck, that stuck, everything. I listen to all of it to come out here and be more informed for you guys. But all of this, every single Indian based journalism podcast or show that I've seen has called Sri Lanka the second best team of Asia, which I'm just like, look, I know you guys don't like Pakistan, but this is blatant. I was watching Sports Diary, and this is, again, my fault. I was doing this. And Sushant Mehta, or Sushant Mehra, whatever his name is, comes out and says, "Da Pakistan ka top order chal raha hai, middle order chal raha hai, death bowling to hai nahi." So I'm like, wait, what is happening? So what does Pakistan have in their favor?
But their whole content is just rage bait, so that's what he's gonna.
Fair enough. I got rage baited, so fair enough.
Clearly worked.
It worked. Yes, it's very effective. But with Sri Lanka, I genuinely I'm interested. I'm intrigued. They're in the pool of death, which means that they have to play their hearts out to make it out into the Super Fours, and then they have to play teams like Pakistan, India, and then whoever comes out from their group. So it's like Group B has the toughest call, and to make it out from Group B and then win something is insane. Key players that I want to look out for, at least in the Sri Lankan camp, is your boy Theekshana.
I think the batters are quite dangerous.
Batters are dangerous. I like Theekshana. What the real competition is going to be in Sri Lanka is Wasim Akram versus Will Alaga's name. If we can have that,
Yeah.
Who's going to win that competition?
And he's going to play all the matches, right?
He's going to play all the matches, and Wasim's going to comment, and then boom, Lage.
Is Vilalage the spinner who balls with both hands?
Bro, I don't know, man. But I
They
know
have a
that
spinner
he has
who
a
balls
tongue
with
twister
both
name.
hands. He's ambidextrous.
I don't think Lage is that guy. It says slow left arm orthodox. So,
Kamindu Mendes is the guy.
Kamindu Mendes. Is he
It
playing?
says right arm off break and then left arm orthodox.
Oh, geez. Whatever the mood is.
Okay.
Whatever the mood strikes.
Yeah, they're batting. Kusal Mendes has been in great form in T20s. He played for Quetta Gladiators. He got picked in the IPL. And then Kusal Pereira just won the PSL with...
Jesu reincarnate.
We won the PSL with Lahore Qalandar. He's been in great form. And their captain, Asalanka, can be a good left-hander in the middle order, could be a good finisher as well. Hasaranga, to me, is going to be one of the key bowlers and batters. He has a googly that's very hard to pick. Also,
my favorite name in the Sri Lankan squad is Dasan Shanaga.
Yeah, former captain. Former
he was the one who won the
Cup winning
2022
captain.
Asia Cup. I don't know why they're not sticking around with him, maybe because of his age or whatnot. But Shanaga, man, put some respect on that name.
Yeah, Chamita also a pretty quick bowler. Patirana, really good slingy up bowler like Malinga.
He's the one with the Cobra Dead Eyes celebration. Right?
Yes,
Dang,
that's
bro.
him.
I just want to see him bowl in the slot. I know he's 150, but can he bowl in the slot? I don't know. We'll find out. Sri Lanka, a formidable side to look out for. Let's go to Bangladesh. My favorite team, my dad's favorite team. Leighton Das there, 3-0 they won just against Pakistan. 2-1 actually at home. So they're kind of up in the smokes. They believe the belief is always on. They've played 2 finals. They think that they can do it. They have some veterans. They have Leighton Das as their captain. He's generational talent for Bangladesh. But do they have the patience to pull this off?
They also have some firepower now with guys like Jaqir Ali in there. I think he's a pretty good power hitter. We've talked in
You love
depth.
Rashad.
Oh yeah, we talked in depth about Rashad that he's a really good upcoming right arm leg spinner, and he's got all the variation. His batting is improving day by day. I think, the biggest fan of their pace bowling right now. They've got a left arm in swing with Shariful Islam. They've got Mustafizur Rahman, who has incredible variations and cutters. Tuskin, I think, is a phenomenal right arm pacer.
How's Tuskin only 30? He looks like
he's been playing for a while.
I've been seeing him, so I don't know how he's still 30. But Tuskin is a veteran. Mustafizur is a veteran. They call him the Fizz. At least Pro Sports does. And Shariful is a new guy, but he definitely has the Fizz. So it's going to be an interesting battle. Again, whoever makes it out to Group B, kudos to you guys, because it is a pool of death there. Let's talk about Afghanistan again a little bit. We've just seen their squad. We've just seen them play. They do have a good side. We do know that their spin attack is lethal. It spun webs across the Pakistani batting lineup and the UAE batting lineup in this tri-series.
I do think Afghanistan's batting is a weakness in their side. Like Gurbaz is good, yes. Siddiqullah has shown some potential, but the other guys, aside from Ibrahim Zadran, are quite inexperienced. And we saw against Pakistan in the finals that as soon as there was some pressure put on them, they just didn't know how to handle it. And they lost 5 wickets for 4 runs. So Nabi is at the back end of his career. I don't know how much more he has to give to Afghanistan cricket. But yeah, Rashid Khan has to lift this team up and sort of take a lot of the pressure on himself.
Rashid Khan, still somehow younger than me.
And younger than me.
And younger than you. Shocker, right? Shocker. He's 26 still. He has a big task. Rashid Khan, I believe, is it feels like to me the Imran Khan of the Afghanistan cricket team. He's the guy who's put this team on the map. He's a poster boy. He's a Red Bull ambassador. He's a this, that, everything. Right? He's selling everything in Afghanistan right now. He has a lot on his plate, and he has a lot of repertoire to live up to. He's also setting a legacy for the first time for the Afghanistan cricket team, but it's going to be tough. Again, getting out of Group B is going to be insane.
Also, Afghanistan's death bowling to me is a bit of a worry. With the new ball, they have Atulak Faruqi, but Umar Zai has shown that he's not the best swing bowler up front or towards the death. Farid Ahmed was smashed all over the place against the UAE. He barely got that match in Afghanistan's pockets. So they're going to go spin heavy. I think they're going to go 4 spinners: Rashid, Noor Ahmed, top-class bowler, Nabi, and one of Ghazanfar or Mujibur Rahman.
Let's talk about your favorite team, Hong Kong.
Let's do it.
What do you got? What do you got for me?
Dude, I have no idea about this team.
I know Babar Hayat. I've heard his name before. I think he's good. I've seen him at least in one other Asia Cup. Everywhere else looks like Pakistan or overseas Pakistanis, except for Karan Challu, who I believe is Indian or Nepalis. Good luck to Hong Kong. I mean, they beat Nepal. That says something. Definitely, Nepal has been a team that's played the Asia Cup. They've had superstars that play in the international circuit, like Sandeep Lamachane. I don't know what much to say. If they make it out, if they win a single game, I'd be extremely surprised. Good luck to Hong Kong in this Asia Cup. That's all I got.
I remember their one bowler, Ehsan Khan. He got pretty famous, and I believe it was a few years back, where he wanted to take some big wickets, and he ended up taking some really big scalps against India. I think he got Dhoni out.
I hate when people say that.
2018, maybe.
I hate when people say scalps. That's such a weird thing to say.
Wickets.
I mean, scalp is like, it literally means like a scalp, like scalp, like your entire head. That's just a weird. I know commentators use that a lot. I think I've heard Behanam use it as well.
Your podcast is called Backward Point.
It's fine. Like that's just a pet peeve of mine. So I'm just sorry. The Hong Kong squad. That's what we got. That's a Group B for us. Bashar, give me your top 2 right now.
My top 2 from this
group. Who's making it out?
Afghanistan and Sri Lanka.
So that means that Bangladesh is losing from both.
I'm betting on Bangladesh to implode and Nitin Das to be, angry and pulling his hair out, losing sleep.
You're not giving a lot of the Bangladeshis a lot of leeway here. What if
they might beat Hong Kong, but I don't see them beating.
They might beat Hong Kong.
They might beat Hong Kong. I don't see them beating Afghanistan or Sri Lanka.
And if they do, you'll call that an upset?
Look, Afghanistan right now is playing really good cricket. Sri Lanka is, in these conditions, a formidable side. Nobody ever gives them a chance, but when it comes to these conditions in these tournaments, they somehow find a way to just scrape through their way to the finals.
They made 2 straight finals.
Yeah, and they've won one of them.
And
they'd be very glad that Siraj is not playing this Asia Cup.
I do agree that I think Afghanistan and Sri Lanka are the teams that probably get out of that group stage, but it's going to be a fight to death. I'm going to be tuned into the Sri Lanka versus Bangladesh game. That's going to be a lot of fun for me. Let's go to Group A, your favorite group. We already talked about Pakistan squad. Do you want to touch upon anything after the tri-series? Any other comments you want to make?
Yeah, I just think Pakistan played good cricket according to the conditions, and Pakistan still, we've heard, it hasn't played their best game yet. So
do you agree with that?
I do agree with that.
Yeah.
A game where Farhan and Saim fire up top, Fakhar Zaman plays a match-winning total, Hassan Nawaz goes through in the middle order, Agha is the supporting character there, and then we have Fahim, Haris, Nawaz to finish the match towards the end. And if Pakistan gets to an above par total, which is going to be around 170, 180 in this Asia Cup, we have the bowling to defend it. Shaheen is bowling really good up front. We've got, 3 really good spinners, and we have actually a problem of who do we pick where. And what I heard from Mike Hesson is that they were practicing in the Dubai Stadium before this tri-series.
The ICC Academy.
And not the ICC Academy, but
the Dubai
Stadium. They played some practice matches in the Dubai Stadium, and they noticed a lot of grass on the pitch. So it might be a bit favorable to the Pacers. So we might not see Pakistan going with Sufyan and Abrar in the same playing 11. Unless the conditions are really spinning.
Mm-hmm. I was really excited at the opportunity that Hassan took to put Sufyan and Abrar there. That tells me that he's malleable. He's flexible. Nothing is written in stone. If it comes with the conditions, if it comes to it, then he will make that call and put both the spinners in if needed. But it's tough for me to see a game, Pakistan play a T20 game without Haris Rauf. Just death bowling, 145 plus. He's Haris Rauf, man.
Yeah, I think against India, the game is a bit far away, but Pakistan should probably play a full bowling attack.
Yeah, full bowling attack. Yeah, I totally agree. I also agree with you that Pakistan has not played its 100% game yet. I am hoping that one of these games that they play, hopefully not against Oman, but one of these games that happens into the Asia Cup, we see 1-11 fire. I'm hoping it happens on Sunday, on the 14th. But if it doesn't...
The weakness in the side right now is Muhammad Haris and his form not firing through. And I just feel like this is going to be like our second test in big tournaments under pressure.
What was the first?
Was a tri-series.
Okay. I think you rate that highly?
I think facing Afghanistan in the finals in Sharjah was a big challenge, and Pakistan was able to overcome that. They showed adaptability. They knew that pitch was not a 180 or 200 pitch. Scoring 140 was an above par total, and the way they bowled and defended it, it looked like they were on top of their game. So I'm happy the way that they adapted, because that was something I was missing in Bangladesh and in New Zealand. And it just seems like, Pakistan can never catch a break. If they lose to Afghanistan, they're the worst team. If they beat Afghanistan, but it's just Afghanistan.
Yeah.
We posted a post on Instagram with Pakistan's stats for the past 3 years in T20Is by year. And the two things we wanted to highlight was Pakistan's win percentage and Pakistan's batting run rate. So Pakistan's win percentage has gone up from the 30% in the last 2 years to 58% this year. Pakistan's batting run rate has gone up from about 7.6, 7.7 in 2023 to now being 8.3-ish. So we're seeing improvements in Pakistan's winning. We're seeing improvements in Pakistan's batting run rate, their approach, their adaptability. There's a clear plan, at least you can see with this squad, this playing 11. There's batting depth. We've got attacking openers. We've got batters who are going to attack spin in the middle. We've got specialist spinners, wrist spinners, mystery spinners, pace bowlers, backup bowlers. So this is just the first few months of Mike Hesson being in charge, right? What we find out is that he is here for at least a couple of years, and he's been given a lot of authority and power that he can, pick his selection of the squad, the playing 11. And I think if we give Mike Hesson the proper 2 years time with the freedom to do what he wants to, by the end of the next ODI World Cup, we will see a competitive Pakistan team.
Well, look what happened in 6 months, bro.
People are making fun of, why are you guys celebrating wins against UAE and Afghanistan? Guys, we lost to Ireland and the USA last year. We had a first round exit in the last T20 World Cup. So anything from that is a win for us. We're going to celebrate every single win. We are finally in the right direction to be going towards the way the entire world is playing T20 cricket. And that's why we're celebrating small wins along the way.
And I remind you, the wins that we had last year in 2024 were also against Ireland and Canada. Shout out Canada. So not a lot to celebrate there. And more from I was, you know what I was doing? I was listening to a podcast of ours from March
of this year?
Yeah, right after the Champions Trophy. It was like a Champions Trophy recap or something. And you and I were talking about, man, I don't know who's going to come and save this team. You have an interim coach. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know who has the reins. It's looking dull. I don't know how much longer I can support this team. It just looks like there's darkness and abyss, and there's no way for us to get out. I want everybody who's a Pakistan cricket fan, who's listening in their car, watching, driving, whatever they're doing, to think about what you were thinking about this Pakistan cricket team in March 2025. And then think about what you were thinking 2 days ago when Nawaz took a hat trick. The complete shift from that feeling to where we are right now in 6 months with Hesson and co, with Agha at the helm, with the new management, new team, new players. It's a positive thing. We have expectation from the side. I hope they go out and fight their hearts out and do the best that they can. But again, it's only been 6 months.
Pakistani should be very grateful and thankful for Mike Hesson to be taking this job. Looking back, if I was Mike Hesson, I would not be taking this job, because look what happened to Jason Gillespie. Look what happened to Gary Kirsten. The way we've been treating these top-class coaches, the fact that Mike Hesson came back and took this job, is we should be indebted to him.
And by the way, this is something we've said to his face. I'm so glad you took the job. There was nobody else could have done this. And then he's a guy with no ego. And
we also, somebody asked me that, why do you think Mike Hesson is the right person for this job? He's from New Zealand. He doesn't understand Pakistan's culture. And, how is he even going to communicate with these guys? 2 points. The first thing is, the good thing about Mike Hesson is that he doesn't consider himself to be a coach. He says, I am support staff. I am there for the players whenever they need me. I'm not going to teach Babar Azam how to hold a bat, right? Second part is, he coached Islamabad United last year to a PSL win. He was their coach this year. So he spent 2 years or 2 seasons in Pakistan understanding how the PSL works, how the domestic sector works, how to pick players, who the players are, what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are. He's been doing homework on other players when Islamabad faces a Zalmi or a Quetta or whatever team. The next part is that he has a very good support staff. Hanif Malik is a local Pakistani guy. He's from Hyderabad. He's been through
he's super good
Pakistan's first-class circuit, the coaching circuit, and he's worked his way up from nowhere to now be Pakistan's head coach.
He has that super Mahajar vibe. If you know, bro. If you know, you know. You just talk to him and you're like, this guy's from Karachi.
So Mike's combo with Hanif Malik has been working really well. There is no communication gap. Our guys understand what he's saying. And Mike is the kind of guy who can go on their level and explain to them stuff. And I think he's not just coaching the team, he's also educating them. He's trying to broaden their cricket knowledge. And it's very, very lucky that we got some time to observe how Mike Hesson operates in Islamabad United last year. So we can tell you for a fact that he's somebody who takes his job very seriously. He's very sincere with his job, and I think he's putting his best step forward.
Truly said. UAE squad. What you got from Michelle? Mohamed Wasim was an eye opener for me. I can't believe this guy's not playing more leagues. This guy's crazy.
Yeah, he played in Canada last year for Montreal Tigers. So he is a very attacking and explosive opener. He played for MI Emirates in the ILT20. He also got picked in Islamabad United. I don't think he played any matches, but he is somebody who's on the radar for teams to pick up. So I think he's going to be their key batter.
If I were in a team in the IPL, I look at Mohamed Wasim, I look at what he's got, I pick him for whatever.
20 lakhs.
No, not 20 lakhs, but whatever the lowest amount is in the IPL.
That's 20 lakhs.
Boom, pick him up. Pick him there. He's gonna. It's the Moneyball thing, bro. Can you get me to base? He can get you to base. If you guys have seen Moneyball, you know what I'm talking about. This guy is cheap when it comes to monetary value, but he's very effective and he can give you a lot of proficiency from the top.
Asif Khan was very good against spin.
How old is Asif Khan? It says 35, 201 days. I don't believe this. This guy at least 41. This guy has a chacha, bro. Asif Khan, bro. How old are you, my boy? Like, this guy's just, the wrinkles are having wrinkles at this point.
Maybe he's been through it.
He's been through it.
Maybe he's seen things.
UAE math is not mathing for him. It does not make sense to me. At the same time, I see Ethan D'Souza was 19. I'm like, bro, Asif Khan has lived two lives in the one that you've lived. It's crazy, bro, the contrast. They're a good side. They almost gave Afghanistan a run for the money in the Tri-Nation series. So shout out to them for that. I think it's going to be tough for them to get out of this group.
I just hope, UAE, Oman, they get an opportunity to rub shoulders with Pakistan team, the India team, and they learn things. Because the issue is, with associate teams, we talked about this with Andrew Leonard, is that when they play big teams, they look like they have no chance. At the same time, if they don't play big teams, they have no chance of learning or adapting or trying to be competitive. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword. And I'm hoping that Oman, UAE, Hong Kong will use this Asia Cup to probably up their game so they can be more competitive next time.
Totally agreed. Let's go to Oman. Rashad, any thoughts on Oman? Do you know?
Dude, lots of thoughts on Oman.
Let's talk about it.
Lots of thoughts. I don't know if you guys are following, but the entire Oman team has been revamped. And the reason behind this is because they were playing the last T20 World Cup in the USA and the Caribbean, and none of their players were paid by the cricket boards the promised amount given out by the ICC. And
wait, say that again. So what? ICC did not pay the board?
So ICC paid the Oman Cricket Board for the World Cup participation. There was a participation thing. Maybe they won a few games here and there. So there were some bonuses there as well. And the Oman Cricket Board was supposed to take the money from the ICC, which they got, and distribute it towards the team. They didn't do that.
Oh my God.
So for months, there were delays in payments. There were promises. And the players were threatened that if you go out there and speak against us, we're going to take you out of the team. And a lot of the guys were in Oman because of their playing visas. And when the players spoke out, I would say 90% of the team, out of the country.
That's insane.
This news was broken by sponsor Muddin on Cricinfo.
When?
And this was a few months ago. This is June.
And nothing happened to the Oman Cricket Board?
I think now it's
No
been settled.
sanctions?
Now it's been settled. They made a post recently where they said they paid the players out. But again, it's a year late. It took them...
Did the players come back?
The players had to go to the body for cricketers, the Cricket Association.
Okay.
And the case had to be fought there. But I mean, it's ridiculous where players were not paid their salaries that were due to them.
That's insane. That is an insane thing. Again,
and right now, Canada is in the same position where there's been a few corruption cases with Cricket Canada. The ICC has stopped its funding. And because the ICC stopped its funding to the Cricket Canada, our Canadian players haven't been paid in a few months.
Man, Cricket Canada is this whole thing. We could probably do a whole episode on that because we're so close to it. The proximity of it all. It's just insane the way this part of the world works and the cricket that's been promoted here. It's just insane, the politics of it all.
So the amount that was due to the players was $225,000 USD.
That was just gone.
Oman Cricket refused to pay it.
Dang. Do you have any thoughts on the squad?
I was looking at, what players...
Amir Kaleem, again, familiar name to me.
That's just a Pakistani name.
Okay.
Amir Kaleem.
Kaleem bhai. He's from Karachi too. My boy.
Yeah, they had some good players in the last T20 World Cup. For example, there was Fayaz Butt, who was a Pakistan 19 bowler. Very good bowler. Aqib Ilyas was a really good leg spinning all-rounder. I don't see him in the squad. They have a different captain now. It looks like a very different team than the last team they had in the T20 World Cup.
Wow, you following Oman cricket now?
I'm following the sport of cricket.
Look at you, bro.
I'm following how this sport is run. I've seen better school clubs run.
Yeah.
Like there's also just players in the franchise league not being paid. I don't know if you follow it, but there was a tournament happening in the Caribbean called Max 60. It was a
What a name.
T10 tournament. It was
Really rolled off the tongue.
it was the second season of it. It stopped midway because players were not paid the salaries.
And these are like well-known players.
These are
household
David
names.
Warner, Carlos Brathwaite, big names.
Okay.
We have a history of players not being paid on time in the T20. There was a match in 2019 where teams boycotted playing one match. They threatened to boycott it, and they didn't go on the team bus.
Shahid Afri tweeted.
Shahid Afri tweeted against the G20 because there were non-payments.
Of course.
We know so many of our friends who have not been paid from this league.
Why are you going on record for that?
No, it's crazy. Like
The way that
this cricket league is happening, people aren't being paid. Players, professionals whose livelihoods depend on these payments aren't being paid.
Yeah. A lot of these leagues are, run by underworld guys.
It's crazy. And if you look at it,
I just would not be talking about this.
if you look at it, a lot of the
You're
sponsors,
still talking, guys.
the sponsors in these leagues are betting companies.
There we go.
Betting is an addiction. Why are these betting companies getting into sport and trying to get people into betting and then eventually
Betting is in every single sport. FanDuel, Bet365. Theo Vaughn is sponsored by these guys. The Ringer Podcast Network.
it doesn't make it right.
I agree. They're everywhere. So it's not like cricket is like an outlier when it comes to that. It's just the nature of sport right now.
Wasim
Sport
Akram
advertising.
promoting Baji Sports, which is
With who?
Yo, look it up.
Look it up.
But Wasim Akram promoting Baji Sports, Mohammed Ali promoting Wolf 777.
Jackie Bhai in jail, bro.
Like
Still.
this is insane stuff.
Crazy stuff. I think that's all the teams. Oh wait, forgot about India. How could I do that? Indian squad, Bashar. I think we did an Indian squad analysis already, but thoughts, feelings on the Indian team.
No new thoughts. What I do want
No
to
new
hear,
thoughts at all.
what I do want to hear is that there's been lots of conversation that India can have two teams in this Asia Cup and both of them can be competitive. I would love to see India Team B.
Okay.
And I'd love to see the analysis on that team because the analysis, the SWOT analysis on this current Indian team for this Asia Cup has been done. Nothing new to add. Shreyas Iyer should have been in the team, not there, not on the reserves. I think he's captaining India A against Australia A. There's also Jaiswal in the reserves. So I think there's nothing new. India's going to go with probably the same playing 11 that everyone's thinking of, which is going to be Abhishek Sharma opening with Shubman Gill, Tilak Verma at 3, Sky at 4, Hardik Pandya at 5, Shivam Dubey, Akshar Patel, Bumrah, Arshdeep, and then one of Varun Chakravarti or Kuldeep Yadav. I do think India will use Jasprit Bumrah very strategically. So I don't think he should be playing against Oman or the UAE. Maybe play Harshit Rana for those matches. And then look at the conditions as to what's the conditions demand. Can you play Varun and Kuldeep in the same playing 11? That's going to be, I think, something that they have to look at.
Without checking.
Sorry, I think I missed the keeper. Jitesh Sharma is going to be the keeper for India.
Jitesh Sharma. Without checking, can you tell me this guy's age?
32.
35.
35.
Gee.
Okay, so Shubman Gill is the vice captain. He only played one format. So I think he can play. He's fit.
I'm just saying, a lot of these guys are old. Dubey is 32. Akshar Patel is 31. Pandya is 31. Like, a lot of these guys are like middle end of career. And imagine with this squad, they had Sharma and Kohli in there as well. Sharma's 37, Kohli's 35. So this is going to be the first time we're going to see a major tournament happen without Sharma and Kohli, and obviously without Babar and Rizwan as well. So it's going to be an
I can't believe you mentioned those in the same breath.
Same breath. It's going to be an interesting thing. I mean, obviously these guys are really good at home and they're, bullies when it comes to, teams coming in, touring India, and they score like 300 runs in one innings or whatever. But it will be interesting to see what they do in pressure. Is this guy's first tournament as a captain, like a big tournament?
Yeah, this is actually a lot of Indian players' first major tournament.
Jitesh Sharma,
Abhishek Sharma.
Rinku Singh, Sanju. They haven't played against Pakistan, a lot of these guys.
And I see this all the time where, IPL pressure is different. Playing for India in a major tournament, the eyeballs are going to be different. The scrutiny, the criticism, the media backlash is going to be very different.
Especially now. again, with the right-wing media so heavily dominant in India, the pressure is going to be 10x on these guys. And I feel for them because at the end of the day, they're just cricket players playing cricket, a game that they love. But they have that whole thing to also rally behind. So it's going to be interesting how that comes up. I'm really excited to see Jasprit Bumrah, excited to see Kuldeep. I think I'm scared of him, but I love his bowling. I love to see what he can round up. And I'm just hoping for a good tournament. Group A, who do you think comes out?
India, Pakistan.
India, Pakistan. So you have India, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka and Afghanistan in the Super 4. Who comes out of that?
Wait, let's do it this way.
Okay.
Right. 3, 2, 1. Asia Cup predictions. Group A.
India, Pakistan.
Group B.
Sri Lanka, Afghanistan.
Okay, same. India, Pakistan for me as well, and then Afghanistan, Bangladesh. Sorry, Afghanistan and Freudian slip. Afghanistan, Sri Lanka. Finalists.
Oh, you're going straight to finalists. I obviously want an India-Pakistan final. Who does not want an India-Pakistan final? The ACC wants an India-Pakistan final. Everybody in this entire world wants an India-Pakistan final. Fun trivia. I think we mentioned this before, but again, we've made it this part of the podcast. India and Pakistan have never played a final in the Asia Cup. Never. So it's going to be an interesting one. I would love an India-Pakistan
That's what you want. What's going to actually happen?
It's going to be India-Pakistan. I don't think Afghanistan has the depth to counter themselves in a Super 4 situation. They might be able to beat Sri Lanka, but I don't think they'll be able to beat India or Pakistan in the Super 4. India might be able to beat Pakistan in the Super 4, or Pakistan might be able to beat India. It doesn't really matter. They both will qualify in the top.
I think it's going to be a Sri Lanka versus India final.
Really?
With India to win.
Yeah, when left turn.
Yeah.
With India to win.
Yeah, I think if Pakistan finishes at the top 4, top 3, that's going to be a big win. This is a emerging team. It's an evolving team. It's an inexperienced team. And I think for us, it's the small wins going forward. So if Pakistan maybe beats India one of the 2 times that we played them, it's going to be a massive win. We should beat other teams in the Super 4. We should probably beat, Afghanistan there.
Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka might be a tough match for us.
Okay.
So
you're saying Sri Lanka could go in anywhere?
It could go anywhere, yeah.
And then if Pakistan were able to beat Sri Lanka, they'll make it to the finals.
Yes.
I think Pakistan will make it to the finals, bro. I mean, the game that we just saw against Afghanistan, the game that we just saw, the third T20I in West Indies where you and I were live on the ground there, there were pressure games there that they were able to take into account. And Pakistan has been playing a lot of T20Is in the past 6 months, much like Afghanistan. India, not so much. They had one series, I believe, where England came over. They thrashed them 3-0. And I don't think they've played since then. They're going to play straight into the Asia Cup. So I have faith in Pakistan, obviously, the team that I root for. And that's not blind faith this time. There's some numbers to prove it. 10 out of 14 wins. Those are good numbers. Those are good odds. I like the way that I back them up for the finals. And I back India for the finals as well. I think they're a strong, solid team. Even if they don't have that much experience, this is their first tournament with all of them together. They have a lot to prove, but there's nothing telling me that they won't be able to make it at least to the finals. And then what happens there, I'm not privy to that information.
Yeah, just one last bit on the conditions in Dubai and Abu Dhabi, because that's where the tournament is going to be played. Average score the last 4 years in Dubai, so the 7.68 is the average runs per over. So according to these numbers, 150 to 160 is going to be a par total. So I think teams getting 170 to 180 is going to be a winning total here.
Which is exactly the sweet spot for my T20 needs. 170, 180. You can get a few early wickets, but still be able to chase it down. I think that's the sweet spot.
Big advantage if you win the toss. If you chase, that's going to be obviously a really big edge you have. Abu Dhabi, very similar, a little bit less on the runs per over the last 4 years, 7.53, which means, again, 150, 160 is going to be a competitive total, par total. 170, 180, a winning total, in my opinion.
Guys, that wraps up our Asia Cup preview coverages. We will be live for all India versus Pakistan games. We're hoping there's at least 2. There's a third one. We'll see you there as well. Next Saturday, 14 September, we're going to be live around 10:30 a.m. EST.
Next Sunday.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Saturday.
Next Sunday. Next Sunday, we're going to be live. Next Saturday, a day before the India versus Pakistan game, you and I are having a late night. Excuse me, I can't talk. Getting emotional. We're having a late night fireside chat with our Patreon members about just the India versus Pakistan game. What the vibes are, what the feelings are. There's a lot of feelings on the chat already. People are hesitant to post stuff. I'm already posting reels and edits and all that stuff that's being made on social media. The Patreon chat is alight right now. If you guys want to join the Patreon, please do so right now. It's going to be the best time in the next 2 to 3 weeks at least. You can try for a month, see if it's for you or not. But on Saturday, fireside chat with us, 9 p.m. EST. We're gonna have the boys. We're gonna have some chai. We're gonna have some chat.
Speaking of the Patreon members, they'll keep the lights on, and also Ashi Sports.
Ashi Sports. Forgot Ashi Sports.
Because they're Canada's home of cricket.
55th minute, Rashad.
They are the go-to spot in North America if you want to buy your equipment. They've given us the exclusive VIP code BP10 for 10% off your purchase. Go to yashisports.com, browse through their collection of items on cricket gear. You could be a beginner or a pro player, and they've got you covered for all your cricketing needs. They also have expert advice if you go in person. Don't know Backward Point sent you, but if you're ordering online, if your order is $50 and up, you can get free shipping. Now, I want to add a couple of sections to our podcast going forward. Probably one where we take some comments on Patreon, and then I want to bring back Backward Point trivia for the Asia Cup, where I bring questions for you, you bring questions for me, and I'll try to bamboozle you, you bamboozle me. And I put up a post today on Patreon asking people what they think about the Asia Cup, what their thoughts are, and let's read some of them.
Let's go.
The first one is from Ali Khan. He mentions, what are your best Asia Cup memories from the Pakistan cricket team fans POV? Obviously, winning it 2012 was huge, but my favorite Asia Cup moment was Shahid Afridi's sixes versus India.
Ali and I are same wavelength, man.
And Fawad Adam's 100 versus Sri Lanka in the final, although we lost. What are yours? I think we mentioned it. Winning in 2012 was special.
Huge.
For me, the Mohammad Nawaz performance against India in 2022 was very special.
Yeah.
Amir's spell at 2016 was very good.
The twin sixes, I remember that vividly. 2014, me, Bashar, and our Mamu, shout out to Sanyam, we were watching the game. I think he slept halfway through though. But shout out, he was a king. He made it through. We watched every single ball of that game and stressed out. We were losing like 95% of the game, and then Shahid Afridi comes and does a Shahid Afridi. And honestly, that's when it comes. But you know, the fandom around Shahid Afridi in Pakistan builds not only from there, because this was not the first time he's done that, especially against India. This was like the nth time. And so for me, for the Shahid Afridi lore, you guys know it. That's the number one moment.
Zan Ali mentions, pragmatically, this should be considered prep for the World Cup. In practice, it is much, much more than that, especially in a post-war environment. Pakistan are by no means favorites, but I think they'll be competitive. If Pakistan play the final, I will consider this to be an overwhelming success.
I totally agree with Zan. I don't think this is a preparation for the World Cup, Zan, though. I think they're taking this as seriously as any World Cup. Everything else before this was preparation for the Asia Cup. Everything moving forward after the Asia Cup was preparation for the World Cup. So they're taking it into phases. But I do agree. I think Pakistan is competitive, even if not favorites, which is probably the sweet spot for Pakistan.
A. Masood, the executive producer, says that after Rizwan's performance at the CPL today, I think he scored a 50 and they won the match.
Yeah.
There's going to be a mass agenda for him replacing Mohammad Haris in the squad. My personal opinion is that it'll be a terrible idea at this point, but for the memes, what would y'all's outlook on this be? No.
For the Asia Cup, right?
I think
or just in general.
Okay, let's talk about this. Haris right now is a problem. He's a big issue in the team. He is batting out of position. He is not adapting to number 5, 6, 7 positions. At the same time, bringing Rizwan back does not solve any of the problems.
Doesn't do anything.
If anything, we should look back at different options than Rizwan. From what I know regarding this captain, this management, they are locked in with Haris until the Asia Cup at least. And then post that, they might look back and analyze what's working, what's not working.
If push comes to shove and he has a horrible Asia Cup, right? Because he has at least 3 games in the Super 8s or whatever group matches, and then he has 3 more in the Super 4. So he has 6 games to do something. That's a lot of games. And if they make it to the final, that's 70-20 eyes that Pakistan's going to potentially be playing in the next 2 weeks. If nothing happens, he's a bust still, single-digit scores, then obviously there's a conversation to be had where you move him away. I think the quick fix answer is to take Haris out in that situation and put in a Farhan Niazi or someone who's in the bottom finisher and give Saib Zada the gloves.
I think giving Farhan the gloves is risky.
Do it now.
What if he drops a match-winning opportunity?
Now. Give him the hours, give him the records, so that when the World Cup comes in 6 months, he's ready.
Yeah, long-term plan.
Long-term planning, right? Thanks. I think those are the Patreon comments. Yep. Thank you very much again, everybody at the Patreon. We're very excited for the next few weeks. Honestly, excited for the Asia Cup dailies. Excited for all the games that are coming. Cricket is back in full swing, and a lot of Pakistan cricket happening as well. We have a lot of content brewing, not only for cricket but other stuff as well. And we're just excited to share it with you guys.
If you want to join a non-toxic community of cricket fans,
this is the time.
You can check out our Discord server. It's free to join in, and we've got pretty good mods out there who
They're keeping it alive, man.
Supervised.
It's been a while since I've seen it, but
conversations.
I've been MIA on the Discord, but I think this is the time to go back on the Discord as well. I think I'm going to be, give me everything. Inject it into my veins. Any cricket content, discourse that you have that's non-toxic. Let's go for it.
Let's go.
All right.
Backward Point is going to be your morning after the Asia Cup review.
Morning after, eh? Kind of
because you watch the match
sassy.
at night, you go to sleep, you woke up, and then
the matches
by the time
for
the
us,
pod's
the
gonna be
matches
up.
start at 11 p.m.
11
11 a.m. and they end around 3. So we shoot around 5, 6, 7 p.m. So yeah, 6 to 7 hours after the game, expect a podcast. If something insanely huge happens, expect an emergency pod, or maybe we'll go live. I don't know. There's definitely live shows for the India versus Pakistan games. If you guys want us to go live for other stuff, we can talk about it.
Yep.
Right. All right, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. This was a long one, but this was a necessary one. I hope you guys saw all of it. Bashar, let's bring back emoji of the day. If somebody's made it to an hour and 2 minutes of this podcast, what emoji should they post?
Prayer hands.
You know it. If I see prayer hands in the comments, I know you guys are the real ones. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys tomorrow or day after. There's some other stuff coming in too, and India versus Pakistan previews as well. All right. Cheers, guys. Take it easy. Goodbye.
Bye.